Goedemorgen allemaal. Good morning, everybody. Today I am coming from sunny Haarlem, and it's a spectacular day. It's going up to, well, at the moment I think it's already 10 degrees, which is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're in the middle of February, so it's really, well, the warmest day so far this year. And on this spectacular sunny day, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about unemployment and unemployment benefits here in the Netherlands. It's a sunny day and a rather gloomy subject, I suppose, but not really, because the benefits here are so significant. It's just one more reason that makes the Netherlands such a great place to live and makes the people feel so secure in their daily lives. If you have the misfortune of becoming unemployed in the Netherlands through no particular fault of your own, and if you've been employed for 26 out of the last 36 weeks, then you are entitled to unemployment benefits. Although in the US it differs from state to state, I can give you the example of Maryland, which is the state where I was born. And in Maryland, the benefit will last you for only 6 months. And in contrast to the Netherlands, the maximum benefit in Maryland is $1,800 per month. And in the Netherlands, the maximum benefit can be as high as 4,400 euros per month. In the first 2 months of unemployment here in the Netherlands, you will earn 75% of your income through unemployment benefits. And after those first 2 months, you continue to receive 70% of your previous income. So really, it is such a significant, robust system. And I think it's important to realize that this is not a welfare situation. This is actually a type of insurance that every employee pays into every month that they're employed here. So if you should become unemployed, you're actually just receiving what you put into the system all along. And yeah, it really does give one a sense of security and a sense of, general safety in your everyday working life here in the Netherlands. You know that should something happen, you will not become homeless or, lose your home or not be able to feed your family. So it's a remarkable, robust system that I am here to celebrate. Something else that I find astounding is that even while you are unemployed, the Dutch make it very clear that you're entitled to vacation. And you are entitled to up to, well, not up to, but you are entitled to 20 days of vacation, even while you're unemployed, which is so incredibly civilized. And it's this feature of Dutch society, this strong social support and system that makes the people so happy and gives them that sense of security in this marvelous country. I remember in 2008, during the financial crisis, I was working at a bank at the time, and I became redundant along with really tens of thousands of other people. But I had the peace of mind and assurance that I would be able to continue to pay my bills and keep up with my mortgage payment and, again, keep food on the table. And that really did give me the sense that I could devote my time and attention to finding another good job, which took some time. But ultimately, I did, and I'm so grateful for the Dutch system of unemployment. Something else worth noting, and it's not entirely unrelated, is the sense of security one has in their employment in the Netherlands. And it's not so easy to just arbitrarily, well, it's not possible to arbitrarily fire an employee for no reason. And, there are exceptional cases where someone can be fired for egregious behavior, but in general, there's a process that has to be followed. And that is, again, in contrast to what you will find in the US, where someone can really be fired from one day to the next. And a reason doesn't always have to be spelled out. And employees here in the Netherlands are protected against such arbitrary actions. There is a process that has to be followed, and it requires there to be a legitimate reason for termination. Otherwise, there is the potential for litigation for wrongful termination. So again, that's not specifically related to unemployment, but just the sense of security that employees have here in the Netherlands. Well, there's not really much more I want to say on the subject. Actually, this is more or less an excuse to come out and about and walk around on this glorious day in this beautiful city of Haarlem. And I hope you're enjoying this excursion, even if the topic is not of particular interest. I'm sure you're enjoying, I hope you're enjoying the sights that you see as I walk through town. It is just spectacular out here today. Gosh, the sun is shining, and I know I initially stated that it was 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but actually it's going to be much warmer than that. The last I heard, in fact, was that it was going to be 16 degrees Celsius today. And this is what, February 20th? 16 degrees Celsius is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Boy, you can't ask for better than that. One thing I should point out is that when you are collecting unemployment, you are not without obligation. You are expected to actively apply for work, and generally speaking, that means one application per week, which you have to demonstrate to continue to earn your unemployment benefit. After you've received unemployment, you are entitled to apply for welfare support. So you will not be left behind in the Netherlands. That's what I really love so much about the system here, is that no person is left behind. No person falls through the cracks, which is, sadly, too often the case in the United States. I have mentioned before that a health crisis in the US can cause a person to become homeless. In fact, it's so extreme, and I find that really disappointing, to say the least, that in a country that is the wealthiest in the world, that so many of its citizens are left behind in times of need, including during unemployment, because, as I say, generally those support checks stop after 6 months. And yeah, maybe a person can find work in 6 months, but that's not always the case. As I walk around on this glorious day, I see many people out and about, obviously, sitting on park benches, soaking up the sun, and I can't help but wonder if some of them may be unemployed, and after applying for a job, maybe this morning, they're out soaking up some sun without the overwhelming concern of trying to make ends meet when they're in this unfortunate situation. I have no way of knowing, but I'm sure that's the case, that some of these folks are unemployed at the moment. I'm happy that that's not the case for me, but I have every assurance that should that become the case, that there are protections in place for me as there are for every Dutch citizen. Well, my friends, that about does it for me in today's walk and talk. I hope that you've learned a little bit about the Dutch unemployment protection here in the Netherlands, and if nothing else, I hope you've just enjoyed some of the scenery as we've had this wonderful opportunity to walk together and spend some time in the glorious sunshine here in the middle of February, approaching 17 degrees. I gotta say that I'm about to go home and slip into something more comfortable because it's starting to get just a tad too warm here in this overcoat and scarf and top hat. So I'll go home and put on something a little bit lighter, and then I'm gonna come back out and probably find a sunny terrace somewhere where I can have some lunch. In closing, I just want to put a question to you, my friends, and ask if the Dutch unemployment system gives you a degree of comfort, and if you are not from the Netherlands, if you're living somewhere else, how is the system where you come from? And does it give you a sense of comfort and offer you protection in the unfortunate eventuality that you may find yourself unemployed? So that's my question to you all. And once again, I want to thank you for joining me today on this walk and talk. I really do hope you have enjoyed this time together as I have with you. And as always, I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Tot ziens.